All right, guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to go from this to this. Now, to fit 35s in the rear, there won't be anything you need to do unless if you're using your stock wheels, you'll need a set of spacers, and that will be in order to clear your fender liner in the rear. Now, most failures from our wheel spacers usually due to improper fitment, improper installation, or inferior parts. So make sure you get yourself some good quality parts. Make sure you use blue Loctite and torque them to correct spec, and make sure your spacers are hub centric. That way you'll avoid any issues in the future. And just like that, you have 35s in the rear. The front, since we are using the stock wheels, we will have to run spacers as well because it will hit this arm right here. So just go ahead and just throw them on already. And now for the modifications needed to fit the 35s in the front. To start off with, we're going to remove the front and the rear liner and as well as the mufflers. In order to fit 34s or 35s, you absolutely need to relocate this cooler. To do that, we use our brackets here, which you can find on our website, along with the how-to. There's a great guide there to show you exactly how to do that modification. All right, now that your coolers have been relocated, as you can see, nice and sturdy with our bracket, let's move on to the back of the fender well. Now here in the back of the fender well, we're going to remove this plate, this block here, which some defenders may not have, but if yours does have it, take this out. And we're going to remove this little L bracket right here. Alright guys, so now for that scary part. This is where we trim off the pinch weld, and as you can see, I've already outlined where we're going to be cutting. So this whole piece right here, this whole pinch weld needs to come off. We got to get this as close as possible to this hardware, shave as much as we can, cut this piece off. Actually, we're going to just slice this up over and we're going to bend this back, and that's going to help us with our liner right there. So I'll show you guys once I'm done with that. And this right here, we're going to trim off and cut all this off right here. And just be aware, on the other side, you will find some air lines and your washer bottle. So just be careful not to cut into any of those and you'll be good. All right, guys, as you guys can see, I removed this pinch weld right here, like I said. Remember, you cut this and you hammer it down, and you can use this as a point to secure your fender liner. You remove this piece right here as well, as close as possible. And then once you got it nice and smooth, you could go ahead and go over it with some paint. Although some of this is aluminum and won't corrode, some pieces are metal, like these pieces right here. So yeah, just go over it with some paint just in case you don't want any corrosion. All right, so here we are with the rear plastics. What we're gonna do is we're gonna trim this whole area right here. So all you really need is to trim off 1 inch from the bottom of this edge right here, and then just go across diagonally right into this point right here, merging it, and that will keep a nice clean cut, keeping the form with the car. You don't have to go cutting all the way out right here. That just looks ugly and funky. Just keep it nice and clean right here. And on the fender flare, all you need to do is measure 3 inches from the bottom and then little diagonal like this, and you're going to cut this out. And the reason for that is when you articulate, there's a good chance you will rub on this area right here, so you definitely want to get this out the way. So once you're satisfied with your cut, just clean it off with some sandpaper to smooth it out, and that's all the cutting you need for the rear of the front fender. So this Defender has an aftermarket front bumper, so I won't be able to show you how to trim your OEM bumper, but mostly all you really have to do is just measure 2 inches from the bottom and merge it to this corner here, and that's all you're going to trim off. On this particular one, I'm gonna have to remove this plate right here and modify it to fit the bigger tires. So if you're wondering what modifications I had to do to this plate here at the bottom, I just had to drill 3 holes on the bottom of the slots, and that will allow you to push this plate more forward, give you more room. Then once it's bolted up, you go ahead and drill into these and bolt these up as well. All right, guys, to modify your front fender liner, there's a few things you got to cut out and mend with some heat. So I'll leave you guys to go ahead and check out our website under the how-to. It'll show you exactly how to do it. Pretty simple. So this is my front fender liner. It's been modified. 2 slits here, pushed in with some heat. Some people may need to cut here, and heat this area up and push in on it so you can make more room. and some people may need to cut out some of the brake duct right here. Luckily with this front bumper I don't need to, but that's it for the front liner. Now let's install the rear liner. All right guys, now with your rear liner installed, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna grab yourself a 1/4 inch drill bit. We're gonna be drilling into here, but first we gotta push all the way back as far as you can without deforming it much, and we're gonna drill into the liner and into that little wall in the back, and that's so we could use a clip. So we're gonna drill into here, and we're gonna install one of these clips that we have left over, and that's gonna hold our liner back. And we're also gonna do that with the little tab that we left earlier, that tab right there. Drill into that. I'll show you how that looks. So as you guys can see, here are the clips that I added. As I mentioned, we drilled through, and it's actually a 5/16, not a 1/4 inch drill bit. So 5/16 drill bit. And now all we have to do is just cut these edges off right here for a nice clean look. That way it won't be bulging out like this, because this could get caught in the tire. So you want to cut this around and it'll be pushed in back there. All right, so here it is, trimmed out and pushed in. That way it's away from the tire so it won't get caught. I apologize for the glare guys, I can't seem to get rid of it. Hope you guys don't mind. I hope you guys can see. If anybody still has rubbing issues in this area, you didn't push far enough back, it's okay. Just go ahead and start trimming around this area. Get some zip ties to hold it back and you should be good. Not a big deal. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the mud flap. On this one's a little different since we do have these sliders. I'm going to have to cut the mud flap around this area, drill new holes into it, and I'm going to have to use the heat to bend the tabs back. That way they don't get caught with the tire. I'll show you guys how I do that after. All right guys, so now for the mud flap. Once you drill your new holes, as you can see here, just cut out your mud flap. You're gonna cut out all this at the bottom, and that is such a clear right here at the bottom of the sliders. Once you have it bolted on, you just drill 2 holes right here, 2 holes on the mud flap, and just zip tie it on. And then on this edge, which would be this part right here, all you need to do is just apply some heat and bend it inward, and that will wrap around and keep it away from the tire. So as you can see, here are the 2 zip ties with the holes I drilled out. Also make sure you touch them up with some paint so they won't corrode. And here is the molded mud flap right here. So I've also trimmed out some of this right here because it was sticking out too much. But basically what you do is you're gonna clamp it down, you heat that area, you get the heat out and let it cool while it's still clamped, and it'll hold the form right here. And this is done so tire won't get in the way. So once those modifications are done, go ahead and install your wheel. So once you're done with the other side and have all your wheels mounted, it's very important for you to check clearances. For that, you're gonna have to grab somebody else, have them drive back, drive forward, go full lock both ways, and while you check if there's anything touching at the front liner, the rear liner, or the mud flap, maybe some bumper, you may need to trim some more. It really depends on your own setup. And make sure you do it in every suspension mode. So in access mode, normal mode, and off-road mode. Okay, so in my case here, I did have a little bit of rubbing in this area. So what I did a slit right here, tied a zip tie to the frame, and I did 2 extra holes on top of these holes right here on the little hump, and just tighten it down as much as I can to push this all the way back as I can. And that's it guys. Once you got them nice and fitted, take it for a spin and enjoy your 35s. All right guys, so here's another example of one we did. Here you can see the fender, how we trimmed it, no rub marks. That's the mud flap in there. It's tight, but they fit. Thank you guys for sticking around for this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I've been promising you something like this for a long time now. We did have some footage before, and unfortunately we lost some of it, so couldn't just upload it, and I'm really sorry for that. So I hope this makes up for it. But if you like stuff like this, you want to see more of this out of us, go ahead and comment, subscribe, like, let me know what else you want to see. I'm not a big social media guy, but I'll do it just for you guys. And remember, guys, we are enthusiasts just like you. So we're not a shop out here trying to gatekeep and keep this information for their own profit. We were the first here in the West Coast to fit 35s with the Defender. Since then, we've been able to help out a bunch of individuals and a bunch of little shops fit their 35s. So if you need some help, don't be afraid to hit us up in any of the platforms, and we'll get back to you with any information that we can. Until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.